Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Shema Polot here. This week I want to talk about something that I've blogged about before, but my blog has like 100 subscribers, so not quite the mileage we need, but also because I keep getting people that ask me how to do this, so I figured I could make a video which people could keep watching over and over again, and then I could maybe get some more views and then I can monetize. But yeah, so that's the plan. So today I'm going to talk about mail merge. How can you send bulk personalized emails to a bunch of people, to a bunch of clients when you're doing a marketing campaign, a promotional campaign, something like that for your small business, okay? This is obviously for you if you are a small business just selling things on the side, then you can't afford like MailChimp or some sophisticated mailing app that will allow you to do this otherwise, okay? But enough talk, let's get into it. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, you have a list of clients, you have their first names, their last names, and their email addresses, which hopefully you're collecting every time you make a sale. If you aren't doing that, you probably should. It's probably good for your business, okay? But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to this website. I'm going to leave the link in the description. It's a site on Google, which is Google Apps Script, okay? This is where you can find the sheet we're going to use to send out bulk emails, okay? So we come here and I click make a copy. Okay, then it opens a new tab and it asks me to make a copy of this sheet. And I click make a copy, and then if my internet is fast enough, there we go. So the sheet is open. This is what it looks like by default, okay? This sheet was created by Martin Hoxie. He's a Google developer, so it's completely safe. I have to keep emphasizing that because it asks for a bunch of authorization in order to do what it does best, but don't worry, it's all secure, okay? So this is what the sheet looks like by default. You can change this depending on what your promotional campaign email looks like, okay? So if you want to say, hi guys, this week we have X product that we are now giving out as a discount of 50%, and this is going to go on from this date to this date, so on and so forth. Maybe you even want to add a flyer that says the same thing. You can also add attachments to the email. And then you would come into the sheet and you would put the client's information in here and then tell the merge exactly what to send. So I'm just going to delete this stuff and leave only what I want. I'm going to delete this discount code column. I'm going to delete first last name because I don't need it for my example. Now I must emphasize that these two columns, recipient and email sent, should not be tampered with. No matter what you do while you use this thing, don't tamper with recipient. Don't change it, don't change the spelling of it, just leave it as it is. What you're going to put in the recipient column is the email addresses of your clients, okay? That's where they're going to go. The email sent column populates automatically once the emails are sent, and what will appear in this column will be it'll be a timestamp showing you exactly at what time, date and time down to the minute, I believe, or even the second, when that email was sent out, okay? So do not put anything in this email. If you want to change what these two columns, if you want to change what they look like, you would have to go inside tools, so inside extensions, and go to app script and change the code on the back of the sheet. But I wouldn't recommend you do that because, man, a Google developer already created this thing. I don't know who you think you are, okay? But yeah, so I've created this like this. So I'm just going to add my first name in there. In the recipient column, I'm going to put my email address. Okay, so for description is where I would put something that's relevant to something that I want to go into the email draft, okay? So mine is going to be for funding your startup because I'm a wishful thinker. And then discount amount, I'm going to change it to just amount. Let me spell that like so. And I'm going to put, let me say $10 million because I have lofty dreams and everyone should. Okay, there we go. And now, before you send this to many people, I always recommend that you send a test email to yourself first to see what the email looks like. Once the email looks exactly the way you want it to look, then you can add other emails inside this recipient column and add other first names from your client list into this and add whatever other specifications you want to go into the email, okay? But for now, I'm sending out the test email, which is also a way for me to illustrate exactly how this works. Okay, so from here we go to our inbox. Okay, I want to first, because I've been testing this a bunch of times, so I want to clear the drafts so everything is good to go. I'm just going to hit refresh. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new draft. Okay, so this is where you draft the email the way it's going to look for every client. Okay, now we use markers. If you remember markers, if you watched my video on Document Studio where I used it to create an order form and use that order form to sort of send your clients an invoice when they order a product from your business. If you watch that video, then you know what these markers mean. If you haven't, you should watch that video because it's another really useful thing for your business. Otherwise, I put first name and surround it by double curly brackets. Double curly brackets are what we call markers, and they are essentially a way for Gmail to communicate with the sheet right here, telling it, look inside the column called first name and pick the item in that column. Okay, so that's exactly what it's for. Okay, so then we type hi. Again, it's going to be first name because you want the emails to be personalized so that people think you're actually thinking of them alone. Okay, so then now you type the content of the email and exactly what you wanted to say. So I'm just going to say, we are pleased to offer you, and I'll put amount. Okay, then I'll put description. This will make sense in a bit. Once in a life okay, one of our agents will reach out to you shortly. This is not a scam. You are, in fact, rich now. All the best. Led Tasso. If you know, you know. Wink, wink. Okay, so let me just read through this. Hi, first name. We are pleased to offer you. So amount. This is where my $10 million will go. The description, which is the reason which I put for funding my startup. So will be, we are pleased to offer you $10 million for funding your startup instead of a once-in-a-lifetime dinner with Jay-Z. Remember the argument on Twitter one time about people actually taking dinner with Jay-Z over cold hard cash? People are crazy. But yeah, this is a callback to that. But yeah, so I'm just going to bold these two just so they stand out in the email. Like so. Okay. And I think it's good to go. We will run the script and see if it comes out as planned. If it doesn't, then we will have to go back and figure out the mistake, but hopefully it works out on the first time. Okay, so now what we want to do before we leave the draft is copy the subject line. Okay, and because we're going to use it when we run our script. All right, so I come back here into our merge sheet. I go to mail merge. Send emails. Google is going to ask me for authorization, which is what I talked about before. Don't worry about this. It is completely safe. Choose your account. Yes, this is a disclaimer by Google, but I can click advanced and go down here to go to Gmail's or Sheets mail merge. Click that. Here it shows you what it gets access to. Again, don't worry about this. Click allow. And then it takes us back to the sheet. And then I go back to mail merge, I click send emails again, and then this time it asks me to put the subject line, which we copied earlier. Quick pro tip, if you copy very many things and you want to track all the things you've copied, if you use a PC, then if you hold down the Windows button plus V, it'll give you your entire clipboard history, so you can just sort through all the different things you copy. You can use that anywhere on your PC, it's fantastic. If you use a Mac, then you don't have this. However, what you do have is an extension called Clipboard History Pro, which would allow you to have access to all the different things that you've copied while you're browsing. This is what it looks like on my Mac, just to show you. You can set the limits on how many things you can copy. It can keep track of. I use it a lot every day of my life. It's pretty cool. But yeah, otherwise, paste the subject line in there. We click OK, and then we run the script. And as you can see in the email sent column, it puts a timestamp. which tells us that the email has been sent. Okay, so now we go back to our inbox, and you will find the security alert from Gmail just telling you gave authorization to this app so it could run. And I'm just going to delete that because I like decluttering my inbox. And then we come here, and let me just close this draft. We come here to our email. Our email has come through, as you can see, and you click on it. And when you look at it, it comes exactly as we want it to. It says, "Hi Shem, we are pleased to offer you $10 million for funding your startup instead of a once-in-a-lifetime dinner with Jay-Z. One of our agents will reach out to you shortly. This is not a scam. You're in fact rich now." Perfect, right? Exactly. So think about how you can use this in your own business. You can add attachments to the draft so that the attachments can go to the client as well when the email is sent. You can really add anything to the draft. Depending on how you want it to look for the customer or the client that you're emailing, or the clients that you're emailing. But otherwise, yeah, really, really valuable if you want to send personalized bulk emails to multiple people. Use MailMerge. However, so there are a few things I want to emphasize. Again, this was created by Google developers, so it's completely safe. Don't worry about all the authorizations Google asks for. It's completely fine. Google has an email limit on how many emails you can send a day. It ranges from about 400 to 1,500 emails a day, depending on the kind of account you have. I'm going to leave a link to the Gmail sending limits on their website here. You can read more about that if you want to. Otherwise, if you do not want to use this MailMerge method, I must emphasize that you learn how to use BCC in your Gmail or your email account, which stands for blind carbon copy. I can't stress how infuriating it is to watch people email a ton of people and just have everyone's emails in that like 2 section of the email, and then everyone's emails are visible. If you're sending mass emails to multiple people, use BCC so that they can't see the other emails. Because usually people don't want their emails just out there. People don't want you to know what business they're into. Okay, but yeah, use BCC as often as possible. Use CC when you're copying relevant people that are relevant to the topic that's being discussed. But yeah, otherwise, that's how you can use MailMerge to mail a bunch of people, clients, people in your Rotary Club, whatever makes sense. But yeah, otherwise, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button on the video so you can get my videos whenever they come out. Otherwise, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.